I'm Hugo and Anna. We are co-founders of Colectivo Mel, and we are here to talk about a co-design process.
For us, co-design is a collaborative way of designing that combines the different elements of the process, especially future users, but also the different actors involved in the work since the concept to the construction sites. We like to see architecture as a collective discipline, and for us, it is the basis of all our projects. We believe that the success of a project is in the way it is appropriated and in the way in which its implementation responds to initial demands. For that, we have to find the right questions, and we think that we as architects can't achieve it alone. In the case of the project Bacalhoeiros, a social housing project commissioned to us by the Porto Council that involved the preservation of two buildings located in the city's riverfront and the well-known UNESCO World Heritage Site, the entire basis of the project was conceived taking into account the profile of the families that were intended to relocate. We interpreted the project in a political sense because at the time the city center and its riverfront were being gentrified, and it was an opportunity to explore architecture as a tool that goes beyond an enterprise of superficial beautification. Designing with users is a challenge, which forces us to leave our world and enter our other realities, where we always learn and develop new skills. Perhaps the bigger challenge is communication, how to communicate an idea, how to involve a community, how to gain their trust, and how to make them spend their time with us. And then, of course, how ideas are translated into spaces or infrastructures that meet the real needs of communities. Another of the great challenges is to make people realize that they are what they are really looking for and help them communicate through the process. And also make them realize that they have a valid opinion that will be taken into account. In this specific project, the families all had different profiles and corresponded in some cases to members of 3 generations that lived there for a long time and would change their houses over time. And all the families realized that they wanted houses with better conditions, but they had some reluctance to make any changes from what they were already used to. And so we tried to design spaces that were adapted to each family and at the same time preserve some of what we thought were the most important original characteristics of the building, balancing it with new elements which would make them recognize the spaces where they lived before. The idea of preserving the existing has to do with the priority of maintaining a social ecology, which is inseparable from material ecology. In a co-design process, a lot of information is needed, a lot of active listening and observation, diagnostic methods, and various methods of communication that can range from drawings, models, or simple brainstorming. We think of ourselves as materializers of ideas. We can do it in many ways. We try to do it in a way that brings poetry to people's lives, always based on each reality and with our feet on the ground. Planning is always adapted to each reality and circumstance. Sometimes we take advantage of the site visits to talk to people. Sometimes we organize an event and ask people to participate. Basically, what we want for our projects is for them to be accepted, well appropriated by people for whom we designed it for, and for people to keep it and take care of it the way they take care of the things they themselves create, be a house, a park, a public space, a housing block, or a backyard. All man was born to create, as the Portuguese philosopher Agostinho da Silva used to say, and this is what we want that this co-design process to reflect.
Thank you.